Good morning and welcome to Morning Movie News, where Fox is on fire with their Marvel properties. The Logan trailer this morning blew everyone away, and Deadpool 2 is moving ahead quite quickly, with news yesterday of the shortlist, well actually not so short, of actresses who are up for the role of Domino. That's kind of like Black Cat in the Spider-Man universe. She's a mutant, and they have the rights to the mutants, so they can use her. And she hangs out with Cable. Well, in her early days, she did. They even had a little bit of a thing, but she can affect luck. So that's what Domino's powers are. And she's a little bit like Black Widow, just with luck powers. Also, she has a really cool Dalmatian patch around her eye. So anyway, these are the actresses. I'm going to give you the list of actresses that are apparently in the running, and then which I think are the best choices. And there are a couple of choices that would be good, but I don't think would work out for this property. All right, so Mackenzie Davis, she was one of the first names mentioned. Ruby Rose from Orange is the New Black in the upcoming John Wick. Eve Hewson from The Nick. She plays Nurse Lucy, but she's also Bono's daughter. Kelly Rohrbach, Lizzy Caplan, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Sienna Miller, Sophia Boutella, Stephanie Sigmund, and Sylvia Hoeks. I don't even know who those last two are. A couple of these are like really out there. All right, so I think that the best choices would be Mackenzie Davis, because she kind of has the body type of Domino. Lizzy Caplan, I think, would be a very good choice, although a lot of the movies that she's been in, like recently, Now You See Me Too, in The Interview, kind of haven't done very well, so I'd be worried about her bringing that box office stink over to Deadpool. But I think maybe Deadpool could make some jokes about it. That's the great thing about Deadpool. They can address any problems that somebody might bring to a movie in the film through Deadpool's commentary. And then I think Mary Elizabeth Winstead, I think she'd be spectacular. Coming off of 10 Cloverfield Lane, she would actually be my choice. Then some of the other people, Eve Hewson, I think she's a great actress. I'm a big fan of her work on The Nick, actually, but I think she's not right for this role. I think she has a little bit more of a delicate look, not the really rough and tough look that you would want to see Domino have. It would be a little bit like when Keira Knightley played Domino. Remember that movie, a real-life bounty hunter? That was sad. So you don't want to have a repeat of that. Then Ruby Rose certainly looks the role, but I don't think she's a particularly good actress. I'm concerned about it. She's also in the upcoming Triple X film, Return of Xander Cage, but because she's getting so much work, I was like, I should watch some of her episodes on Orange is the New Black to see if she's any good. And again, while I think she has a striking look, I actually don't think she's that good an actress. We'll see if maybe she's been taking acting lessons, but I would not again, Deadpool can just make jokes about it, so we'll see. And then with Sophia Boutella, she's too big. I think that she's moved beyond this kind of a sidekicky role. I think that she's the mummy in the upcoming big Universal Monsters movie. She was in Star Trek, the last Star Trek movie, Star Trek Beyond. I think she would be a bigger paycheck. And I also don't think the movie needs her. I think that these other actresses would do a great job. She's good at action sequences, but these days with CGI and stunt doubles and everything, anybody can be good at action. I want to see the movie continue, the franchise, with its very strong casting of women. I really like Morena Baccarin. I think she's a great actress. I want to see her turn into Copycat already. And then even Gina Carano, I think, was a fun, really valid choice, and she really did a great job with her role as well. So I'm curious, who are you rooting for to get cast as Domino, and who do you think is a no-go? All right, so the second story of the day, something that really disturbed a lot of you yesterday when it was announced, and that's that Warner Brothers is moving ahead with a Willy Wonka prequel, basically giving it the Fantastic Beasts treatment. Everybody these days is looking for the next big franchise, or they're trying to amass as many franchises as they can. As I like to say, it's like the franchise wars of Hollywood, right? Everyone's stockpiling their arsenals. So why not use Willy Wonka? And I would like to point out that there's a musical that's in London right now and coming to Broadway this spring. I got tickets for my birthday, of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory that is produced by Warner Brothers. So this is very much a brand for them. And a number of you were really upset, and you were like, isn't this really disrespectful of Gene Wilder? And I don't really know if I agree, because they recently remade the movie a few years ago with Johnny Depp in the lead role and Tim Burton directing. Yes, it was horrible, but still, I think that it would be nice maybe to do a nice nod to Gene Wilder, but I think that it's a dangerous game to start saying that once an actor tragically passes away, that property they were involved with is no longer usable. I mean, it would be like saying no one could play the Joker after Heath Ledger, and Jared Leto has certainly made the role his own in many ways, without any disrespect to what Heath Ledger accomplished. So I'm all for a Willy Wonka prequel. I think the worst thing that could be done for fans of the material and people who loved Gene Wilder's portrayal is to do a crappy job. So they hired the writer of Man Seeking Woman on FXX, who's also from Saturday Night Live. I think his work is medium. I watched the first episode and I didn't come back. And I really love Jay Baruchel, so that's why I tuned in. So I don't have a lot of confidence in the team they're putting together so far, but hopefully it'll work out. All right, so that's the second story of the day, and I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on that as well. Then the third story of the day is the final nail in the coffin for Birth of a Nation, and that's that the latest headline is that it looks like Fox Searchlight is going to lose $10 million on the film. Oh, that's so bad. Not only is it not going to probably deliver in the awards season as they had anticipated and the reason they made the purchase, but now they're taking a huge loss on it. That's more than half of what they paid for it, the record-breaking sale for $17.5 million out of Sundance this year. So I think this is going to be a game changer for how films are acquired on the festival circuit, mostly from new filmmakers. So I think that filmmakers are really going to be put through the ringer. I think they're going to be approached with a tremendous trepidation. You know, before it would be like, let's wine and dine these guys. Oh, you're such a talent. You're the next big thing. And now they're going to be like, put you into an interrogation room, right? And demand that your agents, I'm sure agents will get out ahead of this. Agents, when trying to get their client's film sold, will have to offer background checks and evidence that there's nothing in this person's past that will derail the film. Also, Nate Parker made a lot of demands when his film was acquired by Fox Searchlight. It had to have a wide release, and they had to give him a talking tour to schools and churches across the country. And they agreed, which is one of the reasons that he went with them. And I think that that's also going to go away. I think that studios are going to be like, we know what we're doing, we're professionals, and we know how to release a film. And it was a bad idea, I think, to do a wide release for The Birth of a Nation, because it never got that good headline of, look at this amazing per theater average. So the whole thing has just been, I think, an example of what not to do. And it's a shame. I think it makes it even more of a potent example of what not to do, because the film itself is so good. So I think that there are a lot of lessons to be taken away from what happened with Nate Parker here, from a negotiation standpoint with the film festival circuit, to your first big movie, to handling scandal, and hopefully everybody learns from this, including Nate Parker. All right, so those are the three stories of the day. And speaking of awards films, I have a really touching question from It's Me Chandler. So Chandler says, "Hey Grace, this is an odd question." Not at all, Chandler. Great question, but a dilemma I've been having. And I'm sure a number of you might have a similar dilemma, which is one of the reasons I picked this question. So Chandler says, "As Oscar season approaches, I love independent film, but none of my friends like it, nor do my family care to see it. I usually have to wait till streaming, like American Honey, which just went wide around me, and I'm devastated not to see it." Which means, what Chandler means is that American Honey is now playing in theaters in where Chandler lives, because it went wide, but still Chandler still can't see it. I don't know if you're a girl or a guy, Chandler, because your avatar picture looked like a girl. But anyway, or a very dope guy. All right. So anyway, so Chandler still couldn't go and see it because nobody wants to go. So Chandler says, "But I want to support independent films in theaters since film is considered a quote-unquote dying art. Is it better to compromise and go see the bigger blockbuster films that are appealing to everyone, so I'm giving business to the film industry at all? Also, how would you recommend getting some of my friends out of their box and going to see independent film with me? Love your videos, and I hope you have a lovely day." A lot of heart emojis. Chandler, I feel so bad for you. All right, but I'm going to help you. So this is the situation. First of all, I think it's not a good idea to do a independent versus blockbuster mentality for you, or when you're talking to your friends and family. Maybe your friends and family are perpetrating that for you, and that's why you feel that way. But I think you should just, clearly you're a lover of all film, so you should just go see all movies. Not only because you enjoy them, but because as someone who likes the film industry, you want to get a good idea of what the film industry has to offer, from its biggest to its smallest films. Now, the next thing I would say to you is there's nothing wrong with going to a movie by yourself. You also look kind of young, Chandler, so I don't know how old you are, but, if it's appropriate for you to go to a movie by yourself, go to a matinee or something, I think you should totally go. If you're going shopping with family or friends, particularly family at the mall, maybe if you don't want to do some stuff, you could be like, hey, I'm going to go, peace out, I'm going to go see a movie, I'll meet up with you after, right? And so I think that would be one way to be able to go and see these movies. It's fun to go to a movie by yourself. I go to press screenings by myself all the time. You can sit wherever you want. You get to get some snacks. It's awesome. It's you get to choose. It's really cool. It's fun to do, I promise you. The other thing you can do is you can guilt your parents into taking you for educational purposes. You can be like, this is an important movie about important subjects, and I'm trying to, improve myself intellectually. Why are you not supporting that? So that's one way you can go. The other thing you can do is make it more fun. You can be like, I don't know if American Honey would count because I don't think that's going to be a strong awards contender. But when La La Land opens and movies like that, you should totally be like, come on, don't you want to know what's planned? Don't you want to be familiar with the films that are nominated for Oscar season? I think that's a good card to play, right? Be like, you're going to watch the awards cast with me, right? Don't you want to know the movies they're talking about? So try and use the hype of the movies, the great reviews, the buzz, the amazing performances, like for Fences, to try and get your friends and family to go. And also pick your battles. You're not going to get them to go to see every independent film, so try to do the ones that are the biggest deal, and then I think they'll be the easiest to convince them. And who knows? Maybe they'll end up liking them, and it won't be so hard to convince them going forward. So good luck, Chandler. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. That's today's episode. Please write down below what you think of today's top 3 stories. And then with Chandler's viewer question, I'd love it if you could share your own experiences and if you have any advice for Chandler as well. All right, everyone, thanks for watching, and you can check out some more videos right now.